Okay, I have no idea if we're live or not, but let's give this a try. My name's Doug. We're on the outskirts of Louisville, Kentucky, and we are Emerald Hill Skies. And it's been some time since I've been here. First of all, the skies have been horrendous. I use this app to monitor when we have clear skies, and night after night after night, it has told us that there have been no clear skies here. But secondly, I did get a new laptop, and trying to get things configured on this new laptop has also been horrendous. I think it's a combination of installing everything and, the particular combination of electronically assisted astronomy that we use here. There's just a lot going on. So that's been a factor. And then third, I have been traveling a lot. So trying to see, let's see if I can figure out if I'm live here. If I go here, I don't really see me live yet. Do you see me live? Oh, I see some people there. Kim B, thanks for saying hello. And Tiffany, it's been so long. And is that Wendy? Hello, hello. Jason, good to see you. Happy holidays to you as well, Tiffany. I honestly can't believe it's working because I honestly don't see many of the things that I normally thought I should be seeing here. Like I can't monitor my stream yet here in the way that I usually did. Oh, I see it now. Okay, now let me just check this video. Okay, so that's there. Are you guys able to hear me okay? Can you hear my voice? Because I think I'm doing the mic differently than I've done before. Can you hear me at all? Let me know if you can hear the audio. Honestly, I don't know for sure how I'm doing the mic. So let me know. Oh, okay. So Tiffany says, and Wendy too, that you can hear. All right. Well, let's see if we can show you this new scope cam. How about that? This is a new WISE. What kind of camera is this? 4.0 is it? Boy, I'm just surprised that you can see this at all. I think it's a WISE 4.0 camera. So I'm usually having to view it through the cell phone, through the app. And then I mirror the cell phone screen on the laptop. But I'm happy to tell you that I'm not doing that. With this 4.0 WISE camera, I'm somehow viewing it on a web page, I think. Okay, so then, and of course, here's the sky cam. We do still have the sky. Now let me see if I can tune in the screen here. My goodness, what a crazy first time it is here. What we're looking at here is a scene from Cosmic Challenge. It's Cosmic Challenge number 91, Zeta Cancri. It's actually a quadruple star. It's in the constellation Cancer the Crab, and what you're looking at here in the middle, most dominantly, let me see if I can zoom in, this would be Zeta A, And this would be zeta B. And that's what we're supposed to see, I think, in Cosmic Challenge. Two yellow-white main sequence stars. They have roughly equal luminosity, magnitude 5.6 and, see, I think 5.6. Yeah, 5.6 is this one, and then 6 here. They take 59.6 years to complete an orbit around their common gravitational center. So they're constantly orbiting each other. They're just 0.6 arc seconds apart. But interestingly, in 1831, Herschel's son, John, noticed that Zeta 2 was actually a double star, and Zeta 1 are double stars. So look at this star here. I don't know if you can see. This looks more oblong, you see. I don't know if we can split that. Probably not. Let me cut back our camera here just a little bit to 1 second exposures. This is a ZWO ASI 2600 MC Pro. Let me try it at half-second exposures. No, I don't think we're going to be able to split this. Let's see, 1 second. No, we're not going to be able to split this. But that's understandable because they're like 0.3 arc seconds apart. But what we're seeing here are these two double star, this double star pair, and that's right here in our AstroPlanner. It's Hipparchus 40167. So let me see, we don't have our special panel set up yet, so we're going to have to do the observation this way so far. See, how do I do this the old-fashioned way? Observation. Boy, I don't even remember how to do this without using the cool little, I wonder if I right-click this, if I can say, make an observation. Yes. And I'm going to say we could easily split Zeta A and B, and we could see that Zeta A looked oblong. That's the best we could do. Okay, so will that, I wonder if I have to save that. I think that'll record, yeah, there. I recorded that observation. Okay, let me tune into you guys here. Boy, Tiffany, you're sending out prayers to folks. This is awesome. And Jason said, yes, you can see from the shape of Zeta 1, it's elongated. Exactly, Jason. Kim went to go get midnight snacks. That's awesome. Okay, so let's go back to the scope cam view for a second here, just to give me a moment to get my bearings. And why don't we try to see if there's anything else in the Cosmic Challenge list that we can see here. Everything else, actually, we might be able to just look real quickly at the Leo cluster. Let's go there. Let's see if we can go to the Leo cluster. And let's see, I think, see, there you can see the scope cam start to move. Wow, I wonder if we're actually picking up. Are you hearing the scope move now too, I wonder? That's interesting, isn't it? Here's our sky cam, so we're still looking good in the sky. And then here, I'm gonna do a plate solve off camera, 0.3 degrees off. And now let's do 3 seconds here just to make sure we're seeing the right field. Boy, nothing visible there. So let me say, see, default next target without prep for imaging only. And this is Leo cluster would be Abel or Abel, is that pronounced Abel? 1367. And you can see the building that you see in that view. There's a window lit up on the far side of the building there on the right. That's the office I'm in. Let's come now. What a mess, my goodness. Try to get this tuned. Why is that such a color mess? What in the world? You know, this is a new version of Sharpcap, and I wonder if that's it. Let me let you see how weird. I'm going to go to the screen now and see if you can see how weird this, look at this live stacking histogram down here. We've never had weird, it's starting to tune up a little bit. This might just be due to the fact that it's a new version of Sharpcap. bring these mids up a little higher. And then I'm going to, up here in the tools section, do a plate solve only, and then do a deep sky image annotation. And there you can see all of the galaxies in view here. We are at the Leo cluster. So wow, taking them one at a time. This is like a shakedown cruise of the Starship Enterprise, Jason says. Kim brought back some. I didn't ever hear what the snack was, Kim, to make us hungry. I don't know if you've told us yet. Is it cheese puffs? Is that what you have? All right, so let's look at our chart here in AstroPlanner. Wow. Okay, so here we are into some NGC objects. So let's take them one at a time here, just for a second. NGC 3860, here's this. And we're just going to say, make quick observation. There we go. So there's NGC 3860. Let's turn off deep sky image annotation for a minute, and let's zoom in on that galaxy here in the Leo cluster. Boy, it's kind of tiny, isn't it? Now look at these, what look to be like they're hot pixels. I'm going to go over here and study under our pre-processing. Look, we're actually not, because we've upgraded Sharpcap, we're not applying any darks or flats, right? I wonder if we should turn this live stack off for a second. Let's do hot pixel removal on the darks. And under the flats, let's do that flat frame there. Okay, so that should take care of some of those hot pixels. Now let's start our live stack all over again and clear those prior frames. So what we've got here is a new sort of a workstation from Hewlett-Packard, HP. It's a much faster processor, and I'm hoping that'll help us with some of the, I guess sometimes we would have trouble with bandwidth issues, and I'm hoping this will help us. So we've got the new observatory camera out there, the scope cam. That's a different camera in the observatory. You can see that's absolutely black as pitch. There's no light whatsoever out there, but yet this WISE 4 is able to see that, which just baffles me. How can that see that with no light whatsoever? It has no infrared light at all. The spotlight is turned off. Now let me turn on the spotlight for a minute. If I can figure out how to do it. What if I could turn on the infrared light? Scope cam spotlight off. not seeing the infrared light. Spotlight settings. Here we go. Spotlight control manual. There. That turned on the infrared light. Now that just makes it look like it's out there in daylight, doesn't it? Are you seeing that? No, you're not. Let me get you back to the scope cam. You're still not seeing it. Well, I'll tell you what, you could probably see it over... There, you can see it over on the right of the screen, can't you? How that's lit up like daylight. Not that that's that big of a deal, but it does show. Now turn it back off. And you can see it's still, we're still able to see the scope. Let me go back to, because I think it's kind of fascinating. So that, here I'm going to turn the infrared on. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? It's too bad we can't just view it like that all the time because it's such a beautiful picture, isn't it, of the... Okay, I'm going to turn that back off. Hello. No, I can't get it turned back off. There we go. Okay. Back to where we were. Now let's go back up here. Oh, I can hear the noise of things turning on out there in the observatory. I think you've got a little more. Tiffany says yes, you can really see that. Wendy says colorful. Now let's see if we can get closer to this galaxy, though. Boy, it's a tiny galaxy. Let's see if we can do a little better stacking job here. Let's do another. Ah, yes, that's a little bit better now. Boy, there's a lot of grain there left, isn't there? Well, the other thing is these are just tiny galaxies, and that's a factor. I don't know if you've ever seen like one of those pictures where the Hubble deep field kind of thing. That's what we're looking at, is just, this is the tiniest. So this is 3860. Let's see if we have a size written down here. 1.4 arc seconds. So tiny, but you can see at least the elongated nature of this tiny, tiny spiral galaxy here in this deep field. So let's zoom back out again and let's turn on our deep sky image annotation again. So that was 3860. Now let's look at 3861 here. So we're just going to say make quick observation. And then we're going to remember where that is. I forget the, it's Alt-D. Okay, so let's zoom in right there. And I'm going to hit Alt-D. Yeah. So that is 3861. Not too much structure there. We're just seeing the core. Let's go back out to full field again. And Again, we're going to say Alt-D. 3862 is over here. Now this is the live view that you're looking at here. I don't think I used to be able to zoom in with it. Well, I can now. With this new laptop, I can zoom in with look at that. And there's IC 2955. That would be right here. This is actually 3862. Turn that off. So here's 3862. That's a completely different galaxy. Look how that looks more like an elliptical galaxy. 3862. Quick observation. Let's go back out to full screen again. Alt-D. 3864. 3864. 3864. We're not seeing it in this view, are we? Wonder if it's because it's, yeah, see how they become visible sometimes when we zoom in. There's just too many galaxies here to see in this deep field image. Here's 3867 over here. 3867. And there's 3864 here. So let's go see 3867. Alt-D. Right here, very distant. Let's take a look and see if we have a distance on this. 3867, NGC 3867. We don't. I wonder if we were to go to Cosmic Challenge 163, you can tell by that higher number that this is in the large scope challenges. In fact, this is in the monster scope challenges. And take a look. Here's the chart they give you to find these. That's how many galaxies are in this view. Look at all of them. It's just it's a mass of, this is a galaxy cluster, see? Just a mass of galaxies all clustered together. And if we look at, take a look at the list. Look at all those. An entire list of galaxies. Tiffany's encouraging about the new laptop. Kim's in Ramona, California. Just walked outside. The sky's clear and the stars are beautiful. That's awesome, Kim. Ramona, California. I'm looking at looking at 3867, or trying to. NGC 38. Oh my goodness, this is 2 pages long. There's another chart, the equal length on the next page. NGC 3867, here we go. 14.2 is the magnitude. We do not have a distance here either. This galaxy cluster, 1367, was first cataloged as a single system by George Abel more than half a century ago. It's known informally as the Leo cluster. Gravitational grasp reaches across a huge region some 100 million light years wide and holds 117 individual galaxies lying an average of 300 million light years away. 300 million light years. A third of a billion. 300 million light years away. Has this light really been traveling 300 million? That's so crazy. So that's about the same distance as the Coma cluster. Covers 101 arc minutes. So that would be a degree and a half of the night sky. The trouble is, no one object is bigger than 1 arc minute, which is a 60th of a degree. So these are all tiny, tiny objects, but there's so many. 117 individual galaxies crammed together in one big map. So right now, this galaxy right here is NGC 3867. Right here. Now you're starting to see some spiral structure, aren't you? But we're also zoomed in at 275% of our camera sensor. So we're not going to see a ton, but look at the way we're starting to see a little spiral structure. This is NGC 3867. I'm going to just point to it here. Not sure you'll be able to see it if I can make the focus happen. NGC 3867. There we go. My finger is pointing to it down here. That's like one little island in a universe of galaxies that are just like it. It does make us feel a little small, doesn't it? That's 3859. So this galaxy here, we're at 270% of our sensor, but look how it is very defined spiral. Almost looks like a flying saucer, doesn't it? We're seeing it edge on there. And that one is 3859. Let's go back over to our chart here. Here's 3859. Which other ones leap out to you? How about this one right here? What would this one be? That's 3867 again. We saw that. I think we looked at that. Yeah, that was the last one we were looking at. Almost every point of light you see here is a galaxy. I mean, there are stars mixed in. I don't want to exaggerate. So let me just so many galaxies here. Let's see. 3868. Yeah, see how this lets us move in now without turning that off. So here's 3868 right there. Right here is 3868. This is a rather, I mean, you would call this, I guess, an exotic target. Why would you call it exotic? Well, it's because it's not like on the Messier list of the giant objects. Looking up at the sky, this would take up 1.5 degrees, so roughly, let's say roughly 2 of the widths of the moon in the night, for perspective. So if you look up at the moon tonight, 2 of its widths, but no one object stands out until you zoom in, and then you see all of these tiny objects. Here's 3857. 3842 is up here. Oh my goodness. And when you start zooming in, look how more of them are marked on the deep sky image annotation. There's 3841 and 3842. We're not getting a lot of definition of each galaxy other than just the core and then a glow, right? That's what we're seeing is, like, look at here at 3845, we're just seeing that's at 300% of our sensor, and look how it's just, it's the core and the glow, and it looks like it's a double galaxy, doesn't it? And that one was what, again? 3845. So just for a second, I'm going to look it up here on the chart that Harrington provides here. 3845. Yeah, he doesn't have it as a double galaxy in his chart. But I believe if we could look it up in our atlas, we won't take time to do that, but we would see that that's another galaxy right there beside it. It's phenomenal, isn't it? Oh, I'm sorry, Memphisino in Orange County, you've got complete overcast. Kim's got a lot of cows and horses. More cows and horses than city lights. Tiffany is in rural area of Silicon Valley. Every one of these zoomed in areas. I don't know if you can see down here at the bottom. Can you see that scroll bar? And look at the very small area of the sky that we're looking at here. We're zoomed in that tightly, 212%, but look how in this one view we can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That looks like another galaxy there, 7, 8, at least 8 galaxies. And that's just in this one little zoomed in area. Look at this one here. And that's not even going to be identified. That galaxy is not even identified by deep sky imaging annotation. It's above 3842. Uh-huh. I wonder if that's... There's 3844. I wonder if that's 3851. No. Yeah, that might be 3851. So anyway, we've got 3840 there. And 3844. Here's 3840 and 3844 right there. (3842) is looking like an elliptical there. (3845) definitely. Oh, that's that one that we think might be double. I'm just going to scan through these. 3851. Ah, here it is. 3851 is there. My goodness. Can you believe Herschel saw these back in the 1800s with just his live view through his live 18-inch telescope? What a champ he was, right? To see all these. Trying to tune up our histogram. I'm going to hold the shift key down. That'll let me fine tune this a little better. I'm going to see if we can give it a little more mids yet. We can, just a little more. Look at that unique view there. It looks like that's had a galaxy interaction. Look how that arm is elongated out. You can also start to see the pixelation there, can't you? .38, 37 is right here. .3821. .3821. Where is that? Ah, here. I love being able to zoom in on these now with deep sky image annotation turned on. .3821 just looks like elliptical. There's no spiral visible there at all on 3821. And where is 3816? Here's 3816. Again, it's that elliptical or spheroidal thing that we've seen before. Just a spherical thing with not much structure. 3805. Hmm. 3805 is not plotted. Let's go look at this at. Let's go look at this in Stellarium, which I hadn't even opened up yet. Larry, good to have you aboard. Could have been his sister Caroline. Yeah, you're right. William got most of the credit. Boy, painstaking. We just breeze through these. He points out that he's plotted all the ones that he mentions, but then he says you almost need a series of highly detailed charts. He recommends Megastar by William Bell and a program called Guide by Project Pluto. Megastar by William Bell. Okay, so here's Stellarium. We don't have our little panel that, sadly, we don't have our little panel to be able to look these up. I wonder if I can just go, yes, and then look for Bell 1367. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so this is looking off toward the east, and you can see there's the field of view, and as we zoom in, you start to see all of these galaxies showing up. This is the star chart. So using this, it's kind of like a planetarium software, huh? Using this planetarium software, we can look up the ones that we didn't see, like NGC 3805, for instance. So we can just go there we go, NGC 3805. So here's where our RASA is, 3805. I wonder if that's off our field of view a little bit. It's between 3787 and 3821. There's 3821. I bet that's off of our field of view a little. This is such a large field that it spills off of our field of view. Yeah, scroll up, exactly. Exactly. Memphisino, this is not your first rodeo. Do you have a scope of your own, Memphisino? I think you've done this before. let's go down the other direction for a second and see if we see 3873. Aha, here's 3873. And what about 3875? Let's go to our 3875. Yeah, there's 3875. This spiral right here. And 3884. It's over here. Elliptical. 3884 and 3886. Memphicino says, I do not have a scope. I'm just a fan. Wish I did, though. Well, you sure catch on fast. You guys are over here in between things talking about fudge and butterscotch. That's funny. Let's see, 3886. Here it is down here. Almost off the field of view the other direction. So this is almost spilling off of our RASA 11's field of view. It's such a wide field of view. That's another elliptical. Okay, now we're out of the NGCs and we're looking at PGC 36468. I was afraid of that. That's not going to be in our deep sky image annotation list. Robin Glover, the programmer for Sharpcap, doesn't have some of these in his list. They're so exotic. So let's see if we can find this either in his sketch 3886. NGC 3886. Boy, we need our it's getting so warm in here. I have to shed this merino wool sweater here. It's getting warmer in here. I turned up the heat when I came in tonight, and it is up. I wonder if we can do this up here live. If we go to script, I am not very good on these scripts. Stellarium sync. Oh boy. EAACP, that's it. EAACP. So let's try to run that. So what we're doing is, this is within AstroPlanner, the targeting software we have. Nil object exception occurred during script run. I was afraid of that. So evidently, Sharpcap DSA.
DSA completed.
Okay. So now let's just let that go to the background. 38, PGC 38, 36, 468. So now we can find it, see these crosshairs, and what we just did is we copied information from AstroPlanner and then we pasted it into Sharpcap. So we're letting AstroPlanner speak into Sharpcap. And now we can zoom in and see PGC 36 468 here. So it would be that one right there. Right here. Boy, it's just a blur, isn't it? We're zoomed in at 220. It's just basically an elliptical blur. So it's no wonder the Herschels didn't see these, because we only see them as a blur with 37 minutes of integration on an 11-inch RASA, and still it's just a blur. It is a fast scope, Tariq. It's 2.2, I think, is the technical focal ratio of this scope. Larry, you're right. It's a RASA 11. And we actually have a picture of it there out in that Pier-Tech 2 Observatory. We're using the ASI 2600 MC Pro camera on the end of it, and it's in this observatory, Pier-Tech 2. The roof rolls off of it out there. It's about 200 feet outside the office where I'm sitting. I just had to take off my sweater because it's so warm in here. Okay, back to our live view. Okay, so now let's see if we can find UGC 6697. That is so crazy. Let's go back out to the full Leo galaxy cluster. Let's turn on deep sky image annotation. Let's copy this script
DSA completed.
and then take it over to Sharpcap. And there we are, UGC 6697. Okay, this one's a little bigger, but I wonder, it's probably because it was faint. That's that disk we were seeing a while ago. It's the UGC object, but it's because, can you tell it's so much more faint, the Herschels missed it. That's actually a nice flat-on spiral, just edge-on spiral, isn't it? And then UGC 6680. Boy, I just missed so much. The fact that I don't have this running yet.
DSA completed.
And then we'll go back to our, paste that in, and then go down to it. And 6680 is over here. So that's this one right here. Very faint. UGC 6680. So it doesn't have an NGC number, doesn't have a PGC number. It's just listed in this UGC. That's the Uppsala, Remember the UPSLA general catalog we've used before, but that UPSLA catalog wasn't done till much later. And they're so rare objects. It's kind of amazing that. Let's see if we can find 6683 now. Now let's try finding this in Stellarium just as a change of pace. We're looking for UGC 6683. So we go over here to Stellarium and we go UGC 6683. 6683. So it's not even labeled in Stellarium. Now, it is, notice up here in the upper left, it is recorded in Stellarium, but if you notice, it doesn't have even a label noted because it's such an exotic. If you look at our field in Stellarium, it's not even considered important enough to list. It's a magnitude 15.4. Notice we don't have the distance here, but these are all 300 million plus, 300 million light years away. So let's say armed with that location, see, how would we go find it with Stellarium? It's really hard, whereas with this approach, we can run the script.
DSA completed.
Now that script is Control-2 as a shortcut. That'll help us. Control-2. Now we'll go back here. Whoops. Get my windows in the right. And then we'll paste that in here into Sharpcap. And then we'll highlight it. So there's 6683. Okay, so it's this one right here. Again, we might see a little bit of spiral here. Maybe. This object is said to be 1/4 of an arc second. Is that what that is? 66. Boy, those are not in order by object number. He didn't do us any favors. Harrington didn't. He didn't put them in order by object number. I wonder if in Stellarium some reason. There we go. Let's see if he says the size. Oh my goodness, yeah, that's 22 arc seconds wide. 22 arc seconds. So remember, a degree is 180th of the night sky. An arc minute is the 60th of that, and an arc second is the 60th of that. It's a very tiny object. We're at 441% of our optical sensor. So in other words, we're way into the digital zoom here. Gumsy, welcome. Larry says, Doug, the presenter, has a good setup and does EAA online occasionally. Currently working through a list of challenging objects. Tariq is from UAE, United Arab Emirates, like Dubai. Only I don't think you're from, I think, Tariq, you've been on before. I don't think you're from Dubai. I think you're from one of the other Emirates. So that was UGC 6683. Yes, from Ajman. Awesome. Ajman. There are 7 Emirates, aren't there, Tariq? You know, like one of them is Dubai, one of them is Ajman. Sharjah. Let's see, Sharjah. Is Abu Dhabi considered one of the... Is Abu Dhabi one of the 7 Emirates? So Dubai, Sharjah, Ajman, maybe Abu Dhabi, and I can't remember the other 3. Maybe Tariq, if you don't mind, fill us in. Gumzi is in Japan. Abu Dhabi is the capital. In other words, the capital emirate. Okay, so here's UG 6719. Now what I'm going to do this time is hit Control 2. But it didn't say anything.
DSA completed.
Ah, there we go. So it copied the DSA information. Now we'll back off. And go to put the, paste that back in. UGC 6719. Where was that again? There's, oh look, it's so, I see, 6683 is there. Where is 6719? There's 66. I'm not seeing 60. There it is. 6719. 14.6 magnitude right there. Just looks like an elliptical blob. A little blur, huh? And 6725. Control 2.
DSA completed.
Now we'll paste that in and grab that. I'm amazed that even in the Leo galaxy cluster, we can zoom in and out with those turned on. That's that new laptop for you. It's like a workstation now. Okay, so there's that slight blob. You might notice that it's at these distances, it's not exactly on top. That's a little bit larger object, isn't it? We're at 300%, and look how it takes up a little more. Of course, the word large is all relative. Okay, Abu Dhabi, Dubai, Sharjah, Ajman, Alchin, Ras Alachmai, and Fujairah. Abu Dhabi, Dubai, Sharjah, Ajman, Alchin, Ras Alchmai, Fujairah. So these are not in the Leo cluster. These are in the United Arab Emirates. Okay. Let's go up on, oh my goodness. Look, oh my goodness. There's a lot of the Leo cluster left. Look how many objects there are still. That's amazing. That all of these galaxies are in one big field of view. But you know what? It is 2:18 a.m. here, and I am going to have to probably scoot. I've stayed longer than I admit to already. But thank you all for being a part of this. We worked all this time. We just got through half of the Leo galaxy cluster. But is that any wonder? Because look, it takes up 2 pages of listings. In other words, here's 1 page of listing. There's another page. I think we basically got through 1 page tonight. And we can actually look and say, doesn't it tell us somewhere here in AstroPlanner? I was thinking it told us how many we observed tonight. Maybe we have to actually go show observation database. Yeah, this is where it tells us. So 29 observations. Typically in a night we'll do like 10. But it's because we're in one field of view. We didn't have to move the RASA around any. There's the scope just dutifully tracking the night sky out there. The sky has stayed strong for us. You know, the forecast was that we were going to get clouds moving in. But instead, look at that beacon. The only thing we did get moving in is the moon has come up on us, But still, when you stop and think, we were able to get 29 objects in one session. So that's pretty cool. Thank you guys for sticking with us through all this time. I'm going to work on our microphone situation a little more. I still wonder if we're on the right mic. Tariq, thank you. Tiffany, thank you. We want to wish you guys a Merry Christmas. We want to wish you a Merry Christmas. Feliz Navidad. We want to wish you a Merry Christmas. Larry, Merry Christmas to you. I am hoping to be online again soon as well. We ought to pray for clear nights. And speaking of that, thanks to God for making all these objects. And think about this massive galaxy cluster spinning around there. It not only has mass with each galaxy at a time, but then the galaxies are also moving around themselves there. It's a galaxy cluster. So thanks to God for making all these for us to be able to go visit 300 million light years away. Thanks to you for staying 300 million years during this live stream. If you stayed all the way at the end, if you haven't already clicked subscribe, we would appreciate that. If you like this kind of content, if you hit the bell, then when we're on, it'll even notify you. And that must have been what happened for some of you. You got the notification apparently that we were on because we didn't do an email tonight. I didn't even know if I'd be able to figure out the new laptop with the observatory, but by God's grace, we got it all installed, most of it installed. Next time, I hope to have our little control panel working within AstroPlanner so we can automate some more of this. Thank you guys for being a part of this. Have a great Christmas, and we'll hope to see you real soon. We'll say good night from Emerald Hill Skies, and don't forget to visit us on the web at emeraldhillskies.com. Thanks to all of you all that have stayed here. Larry Christensen says Merry Christmas. Tiffany, wish you the very best. Wendy, if you haven't already gone to sleep, wish you the best. Memphisino, thank you for being here with us. Good night and God bless. That's it from Emerald Hill Skies. Good night.